Most people think emotional eating is the problem, that it's some kind of character flaw or a lack of willpower, something you're supposed to conquer by trying harder. But what if that's completely wrong? What if emotional eating isn't the problem at all, but a signal your body is sending that you've been taught to ignore? You've been told that emotional eating is something you should be able to control, so when a stressful day ends with you standing in the kitchen, even though you're not physically hungry, you're telling yourself, just get through it. I'll be stronger tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll have more discipline. But tomorrow never really fixes it. Stress hits, you eat. Guilt follows, and the cycle repeats. After a while, it stops feeling like a habit problem and starts feeling personal, like something is wrong with you. That's the story most people live every day, but it's not the truth. Let's be honest about what this usually looks like. It's late, you're exhausted, you're not hungry, but you feel restless, maybe anxious, empty, wired. You open up the cupboard, and now you're eating on autopilot. And for a few minutes, things quiet down. That relief is real, but it's short-lived, because right after that shame shows up. What's wrong with me? Why can't I control this? Here's the myth that keeps people stuck, that emotional eating is a willpower problem. We're taught that discipline fixes everything, so we try and white-knuckle through every kind of urge or craving. Willpower is finite. It gets drained all day by decisions, stress, pressure, responsibility. So when emotional hunger shows up, it's usually when your system's already depleted. Blaming willpower keeps you trapped in a loop. Eat to cope, feel shame, cope with shame. Again, that's not failure. That's a system mismatch. Here's the shift that most people never hear. That urge to eat isn't weakness, it's a message. Your nervous system has two sides, fight or flight, rest and digest. When stress is high from work, relationships, exhaustion, or years of pressure, your body is stuck in fight or flight. Cortisol rises, your system looks for any kind of relief. And food works temporarily, not because you're undisciplined, but because food is familiar, fast, and it calms you down. Comfort food. So emotional eating becomes a regulation strategy. It's not a good one, it's a clumsy one, but it's a real one. Your body isn't asking for chips, it's asking for relief, safety, connection, rest. Food just became the substitute or the stand-in. That's the part people miss. Emotional eating isn't the problem, it's the signal. What usually shows up right before you reach for food when you're not hungry? Be honest with yourself. Is it stress, exhaustion? Let me know in the comments below. The goal isn't to stop emotional eating by force. The goal is to make it unnecessary. And that starts with learning to listen instead of reacting. When urge hits, don't say no, just pause. One breath, hand on your chest or stomach, and break that cycle. That's where the choice begins. Ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? Ask yourself, why am I actually eating this right now? Not judging, just noticing. Is it stress? Loneliness? Are you overwhelmed? Are you exhausted? Naming the emotion separates you from it. You aren't the feeling, you're experiencing it. Food was the placeholder. Now we offer the real thing. Calm, connection, rest, engagement. Not perfectly, just intentionally. That's how regulation replaces force. This is where most people need support, not because they lack discipline, but because no one ever showed them to work with their nervous system instead of fighting it. This is exactly the work I do one-on-one. I help people understand what their body is responding to, rebuild regulation, create tools that don't rely on guilt or control. If this resonates, you can work with me directly or join my newsletter at TonyStewartCoaching.com. That's where the insight turns into something sustainable. You were never broken. Your body wasn't betraying you. It was trying to communicate. Emotional eating was never the problem. It was the symptom. A real change begins the moment you stop silencing the signal and start listening to what it's been telling you all along.